Hi there, Michelle Lewis here again with Unleash Potential Coaching. Thank you so much for joining me for the third video in the series of how to navigate the holidays. Now, the first video that I shared on Saturday, that one covered the benefits of really intentional breathing. When you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling stressed, to take that 10-15 seconds and take some intentional breathing in, breathing out, and to help yourself get recentered and focused. On Sunday, we talked about boundaries, the importance of understanding where you begin and end and where someone else begins and ends. Really getting comfortable with what is your space, what is your physical space, your emotional space, your time space, relationship space. What makes you you? What's important to you? And learning how to set some priorities if you're feeling overwhelmed of all the things that you have to do. Today we're going to be talking about grace. Now, as a Christian, that's one thing that I actually have struggled with. Sometimes it's really hard to receive a gift from someone when you've been a jerk. God gives us what we don't deserve, and He gives it to us when we least expect it. Now, when we have been distant and rude, maybe disrespectful, uncaring, and betraying, God extends His love, His forgiveness, and His mercy. Now, many people in our lives might have offended and hurt us in many ways. We might have been disrespected, we might have been disregarded, and maybe even discarded. When we extend grace in return to someone, we're giving them something that they don't deserve. In our world, in our society, sometimes, we hear the word karma. Karma's going to spin around and it's going to get you for what you've done to me. Or we create environments for payback. We set up ways, maybe we avoid people, we withdraw from people, or we manipulate, or we do certain things to let that other person know how badly they have hurt us. Grace, when we extend it to someone, is giving them something, as I mentioned, that they don't deserve. Maybe they do deserve a little payback. But when we extend grace, what it might look like for us, it might be acts of compassion. It might be demonstrations of love. And most importantly, the gift of forgiveness. Now, I want to be clear. Forgiveness is not an excuse for bad behavior. Forgiveness is not that you get to excuse or forget what someone has done to you, or an action, or to release them from responsibility for their behavior. What forgiveness does is it releases you from the power that hurt has had over you. So really, forgiveness is a gift for yourself. There are many times that I've held on to painful memories, realizing that offending person, they've moved on. They're not even thinking about it. They're like, Michelle, who? Forgiveness brings freedom, and grace is that vehicle that transports us to freedom. Now, I know that relationships can at times be really hurtful. People generally are not intentional to hurt one another. I believe that, while there are some real evils in this world, in general, nobody intends to hurt people. We usually hurt people, or people get hurt, we get hurt, because expectations are not met. Maybe harsh words are said in anger or in stress. And sometimes we respond by withdrawing, and if we do that for an extended period of time, especially during the holidays, boy, that can add a certain level of stress, especially if those people are scheduled to appear at our doorstep, or we're scheduled to appear at theirs. Now, we've all heard the phrase, take the high road. Well, my interpretation, or I guess I should say my definition of take the high road in this setting, is that it's to return something to an offending person that they don't expect, and just what they may not deserve. A little grace can go a long way, and it's especially important for someone that you love, but it's especially important to give grace to yourself. I had someone tell me years ago, Michelle, put the club down. I was my biggest enemy, always beating myself up because I didn't do something perfect, or because I might have let somebody down, or I said something I wish I hadn't have said. I was always beating myself up. So it was really hard for me to see how other people could give grace to me, or how a big God could give grace to me if I wasn't able to give grace to me. So a little grace can go a long way. Give yourself the greatest gift of all. Give yourself grace, and give grace to others. And if that means forgiveness, take that moment and give yourself that gift by releasing the power that somebody or situation has had over you that you haven't been able to let go, especially if you're about ready to spend some time with them. Let this holiday be a season that you can move into the next year without hanging on to something from your past, and give that grace and give that forgiveness. Thank you so much again for spending this time with me. I hope this has been helpful. Tomorrow we're going to talk about gratefulness, and that will be the wrap-up of the 4 tips. I hope you've enjoyed these. I hope that you're applying them, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.